Okay, so here we go. I think we're ready to bolt this motor in here, finally, for good. Last night we were able to get the pre-bleed done on the slave cylinder for the clutch. And I reinstalled the drive shaft, homemade drive shaft press in the back of the torque tube to keep us from accidentally pushing the drive shaft that way when we bolt it in. And I think we are about ready to go. Chain's still on there. Engine hoist is right behind me. I think I'm going to stick you guys up on the ladder. Well, I guess I have to get the ladder out. I'm going to put you up on the ladder so you can watch it. I'll just let the camera run, and I'll probably speed it up so the video is not like an hour long. but here we go. Okay, not sure what's up. There are a couple of things yanging us up here. One was the power steering pump. Even though I have the frame rail all nice and bashed in there where it goes, I failed to take into account the fact that the engine has to be forward for it to engage the drive shaft and the pilot bearing and everything. So when you try to lower it down, it was actually up here where it's not bashed in. So I don't know, maybe we'll be able to bolt it on after we get the engine in, hopefully. Maybe not, I don't know. That's an if. The other thing we're running into is I really should have kind of bashed in that bit right there. See if we can get this to show up on the camera here. Kind of tough, but that little wingy thing there is actually contacting the, you can probably see it better from the bottom. It's actually contacting the starter bump out. Yeah, right there. So, I don't know, this thing's acting really weird. It's almost like this bell housing doesn't fit on there. And I know it fit on there because I had it on the engine a couple of days ago, so. Yeah, well, we might drop the engine out again and bash that thing in just to make our life a little easier. Actually, what we could do is take the intermediate cross member out. It's only 4 nuts, so we'll do that. That'll give us a little more control over the drive shaft and torque tube. We'll do that. Okay, sorry, kind of got involved in the heat of battle. It's about an hour and a half or so later. Pretty much had to use every trick in the book to get this thing in here. It did not want to go, so I don't even know if it's in there right, but it is bolted in. Cross member is bolted in. Let's see, how many bell housing bolts are there? 2, 4, 6. I guess there's 6, so we have 4 of them tightened down real good. The ones on the driver's side there are pretty well right up against the kick panel, so I don't know how we're going to get them tight, but we'll manage to do it somehow, some way. But yeah, that's it. It's in there. Engine, bell housing, flywheel, clutch, torque tube. It's all there. That's it. Yeah, as you can see, that gauge on the fuel pressure regulator is probably going to interfere with the oil pressure sending units, because I have to put I have to put an adapter on where that sender is now to go to 1/8 inch pipe, and then the oil sending unit for the car gauge will go on top of that. But I want to put a T in there in between so I can stick that sending unit on there so I can connect the fuel injection system to it. So yeah, that'll be something we have to figure out. As I said before, maybe we'll just put a 90 in the gauge so it faces up. I mean, right now where it is, it's going to be facing the back of the intake manifold, so you're probably not going to be able to see it anyway. But yeah, we got plenty of time to figure it out. Well, not really plenty of time, but that's not a job for today. Got other stuff we got to do. But hey, it's in there. Whew. Okay. Like I said before, we got it all bolted in. It was a super wrestling match, and we did end up we pulled the motor down again, and we did manage to bash that piece of fluff in. And actually, now that the engine's in there, I mean, you can actually put your hand between there, so that's in good shape. I ran the positive battery cable Looks like we went a little long on it, but it'll work. We'll just tuck it up in there and it'll connect to the battery like that. No worries. Ooh, one thing we could do, get these wrenches out of here. We could test fit the intake manifold. Is what we could do. Set you up here for a little bit. See what kind of trouble we can get into with this. Well, I think it's like I thought. The fuel pressure regulators in the way, well, the gauge. Let me just it's only on finger tight, so take it off. Set it aside. Well, it's almost there. Looks like this wiring harness is hanging it up a little bit. So it's the engine pull. And what else we got? Cam sensor connector. There we go. I think that's it. Okay. Looks like we'll have to move this wiring harness. So yeah, we can move this out of the way. You can probably go up or down with it. So that's not a big deal. This is the clutch bleed line. Hey, look. These two seem to mate up pretty well. Just took that stuff down out of the way. Make sure there's nothing else sticking up here. See anything else sticking up? I don't. What do you think? Will the hood shut? Oh, kind of hard when it's up this high in the air. Oh. There we go. Okay, let's go for a ride. The engine's in it and the hood's shut. Well, maybe sometime soon. So I don't know. Let's grab a light and take a peek under here. Oh, as you can see, yes, I did get the power steering pump back on. So that's on there. Get the light to stay up there. Well, that's interesting. That kind of looks like something scratched it. Either that or it's just the sealer. Well, I'll put the camera up there. And you can tell. Let's see. There, I don't know. Let's pop the hood open again and see. Oh, no, it was just where the sealer was. I don't have much luck with that light. Yeah, I don't see any new marks or anything. That's painted all black now, so a mark would show up. So yeah, okay, it's in there. We're pretty much good now, I hope, as long as we didn't screw anything else up. Next we got to start doing all the other stuff. The oil system has to be done, which is, like we talked about, the oil pressure senders. The remote oil filter has to be mounted. The lines, they're down there, they have to be routed to it and cut to length and crimped on. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. And as you can see, we have not plenty of room, but we have quite a bit of room. I was able to get the belt back on with no trouble or anything with a power steering pump, so that'll work. I'll have to run these to our new heater valve and then run the heater valve to these guys. And the heater will be all hooked up and we can plumb the fuel system. Doesn't look like it's that big of a deal. We've got driver's side rail is kind of pointing at the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator, so that'll work out good. Be a nice short line. This end will come out, go over to here, and this will go to here. And we have our crossover going this way and over to the other fuel rail. In the back we have more work to do because I don't know if the fuel filter was ever changed in this car. It's pretty old, funky, and ugly. So it'll got to replace all the fuel lines in the back too. So I have them all. Just a matter of getting under there and doing it. And then concentrate on the cooling system. Actually, before we concentrate on the cooling system, we're probably going to do a first start with the fuel injection with the engine in the car, just to verify that everything works and we didn't do anything stupid and it runs before we go nailing everything together on it. So that'll be fun. That'll be the next bit of fun, but it probably won't be till next week or the week after till we get that far. So yeah, that's it. Quite a bit accomplished today.